uh, in the say shape in which we want to be, right? So with that, we express our gratefulness. We hold our hands near our heart and we thank all our friends, our relations, our family members, whoever is there. And relationship is not only with human beings, so creatures, so this world, this earth, to whomever we are related to, we express our gratefulness. Gratefulness with a deep joy and happiness. Thank you. Before we move into the main session, we center ourselves, calm our mind and body, ask ourselves to relax. Take 2 deep breaths. Relax our head, drop our shoulders, drop our waist, lengthen our spine. Lengthen our spine. Let the relaxation flow to our face. Relax our forehead, the top of our eyebrows, our cheeks. Be aware of the sensations which are there in our face. And let the relaxation flow to our chest. And to our hands. Relax our stomach and abdomen, our hips, our thighs, knees. Calf muscles and shin bone. And our ankles and toes. Scan our body, face, ears, chest, stomach, abdomen. Our thighs, calf muscles. And now focus on the back of our shoulders. And let the relaxation flow down to the top of our hips, relaxing the muscles of our spine, around the spine. Be in silence for a moment. Feel the touch of our hands on our legs or the sole of our feet touching the ground. Pay attention to it. Gently open your eyes. Let the lights to come in case your eyes are closed. Thank you. Thank you. So today's topic is relationship, and I thought it is okay. It would be good sequence to follow after acceptance if it is relationship. Okay, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I thought it would be the right sequence of discussing about relationship just after acceptance, right? And before I move into relationship, I would want to know from each one of you, or maybe whoever wants to share, how important is relationship to you, and why is it important. I would also want to share a slide, but I think I will do that later. uh, Before you share, I mean, after you share with me the importance of relationship in your lives or our lives. And I will be also discussing and telling you about some researches which are going on in the world. And if I may say, there is the longest research in the world which has been carrying on for 75 years. I mean, whopping 75 years with change of 4 directors at the helm of its affairs. It's about relationship, which is run by Harvard scientists. So before that, over to you to understand how important is relationship to you and why is it important? How does it help?
Relationships are important because without relationship, our lives are incomplete.
Yes. So what is important? So if I may ask you whether so relationships means friends, family members, acquaintances. So is it the number or the quality? What is more important that keeps our relationships alive?
Of course, it's the quality of relationship which matters. And being a social being, we all need relationship.
Okay,
So it's very important.
very important. So the quality of relationship is very important. Okay,
Right.
if I may just ask you,
Partner,
yes, sorry.
every time it is not only the quality. We talk
Sorry,
about quality, but sometimes numbers also helps. Like
your voice.
people,
Can anyone hear Momita?
Yeah, yeah.
Can anyone hear Momita?
they are saying
Is she audible?
Yeah, yes, she is. She is.
She is okay. Then there's some problem at my end. Yeah, Momita, carry on.
yeah, actually we talk about quality, but sometimes numbers also matters. Like when you are in need of some hospital beds or something else, when you are in emergency, then somebody from these numbers only who are not very close to you helps. So after that you think that this is also this relationship has some quality also, but prior to that incident you have never thought of that relationship, but somebody from the crowd actually helped me. So both are
Okay,
important.
both
And
are important. Okay. So just to understand, and I just wanted to understand that if someone can just narrate your happiest moments which you have experienced or which you can remember, if you can just narrate your happiest moments, which is the one most happiest moment that you have ever experienced, and what is it like? What is it like? So Pamela, Devashish, Kakuli madam.
When my children were born.
Children were born. Okay, so new relations and the nearest your children were born. Okay. Any other thoughts? Of course, children, birth of children gives the happiest. I think the other happiest moments in the life. To me also, when my daughter was born, I still cherish that moment when the doctor came and told me that you are blessed with a baby girl. I think that's the happiest moment. Any other moments which you can remember?
We went to Falta for a day, and my son Bihan Bihan got crazy, and he was eating like anything, and he was laughing without reason. He was
Mhm.
eating and eating from our plate also, and he was laughing without reason. And
Mhm.
that frame is with me for last 3 years, 4
Okay.
years. So I think one of the happiest moments was that.
Okay. Sonali, Devashish. So I will share with you my happiest moments. I think my happiest moment, a lot of happy moments I have spent. A lot of happy moments I've spent in the stadium because I'm a soccer lover, and when I'm in the middle of soccer match, watching football, and within my friends, amongst my friends, that is one of my happiest moments. My happiest moments I can remember when I passed my class 10 and we all were friends went to watch Operation Daybreak in Globe, right? That is one of the happiest moments. My happiest moments I can narrate when we just went along with our relatives to a forest in Odisha and we spent a lovely time. So if I can look back, I think the happiest moments are shared with my friends and family members. And I think a lot of happy moments and joyful moments have been spent at our house only or at my friend's house just by chatting, right? And if I look down at our generations, when every Sunday or every evening we used to go down to play and then after that chat and gossip and come back, I think those were the times in the childhood times when the strongest bonds were made, and those bonds still make us happy. In fact, yesterday there was a reunion at our school. I could not go there, and the pain of not being able to go, that was very, I mean, powerful. I mean, I really felt bad. And when I saw the pictures of our school in the classrooms being shared, where I attended classrooms along with my friends, I really felt good. So I think some of the happiest moments, as we all think, are shared with our friends. There's a story which I would want to share. So all of us have friends, all of us have family members. There's one story which I would narrate, and that would probably relate acceptance to relationship. One of the most important attributes to relationship is probably acceptance, right? Acceptance of how we are, what we are. So the story goes like this. There was a couple who used to stay, and the husband used to work in an office and was not very happy with the salary that he used to get. I think none of us are, right? And he thought of approaching his seniors and his boss, and he would tell him about his salary. So he went to his boss and he could not say anything to his boss, and he came back. Again, the next day, he gathered a lot of courage and he told his wife, "Today, I must tell my boss that my salary must be increased. Otherwise, it is difficult for me to work." And he went there, and with a lot of courage, he spoke to his boss and he said, "Boss, it is very difficult for me to survive with this salary, and it would be a great, great thing if you can increase my salary." Luckily, the boss agreed. Luckily, the boss agreed. So this man came in the evening to his wife, and those times there was no mobile, nothing to inform the wife. So he just came back very happily, hugged his wife and said, see, today I got a hike and my boss agreed. And he was absolutely astonished to see that his wife, right? And his sister-in-law was also there, and his wife had served him in the dinner a lot of dishes, the dishes that he liked, every dish that he liked, served the right kind of meal that he wanted to have every day. And he was wondering, how did my wife know about this? And he saw a card on the table saying, congratulations on the salary hike, right? And some words of affection and love. And he said, oh my God, my wife knew that I will be getting this hike and she made all these arrangements. How much she loves me. Just as his wife had gone to the kitchen, he found that a card was lying on the floor, right? And he picked it up and it was written there, my dear, even if your salary is not hiked, I know you are feeling bad about it, but never mind, we are there. We will see it through and together we'll win this journey called life. His wife never knew whether the salary has been hiked or not and was prepared for the consequences of both the decisions, whether the salary is being increased or not being increased. And this was the acceptance. Relationships actually work out on acceptance. It is acceptance which makes the relationship very strong. Whatever I am, whoever I am, that is what makes relationships strong. Relationships does not survive on the I don't think you can also add to my thoughts. I can see black boxes. I cannot see you all, but I can just ask you also to share, right, as to what you think, whether relationships work on acceptance or relationships live on expectations. Expectations are definitely there, but what is it that contribute more to the happiness of relationships? If some sharings can be made. And
yeah, Pato, so a lot of things come to my mind. It's about acceptance. It's about some of the relationships develop because of strong sacrifices, right? So we have seen it over the ages. We have seen it. We have seen our mothers. We have seen even within the family that sacrifices.
Can't hear Devashish sir.
Right? Hello. Can you hear me?
No, it's disturbing. Disturbing.
Oh, acha, acha. Acha. আচ্ছা
Now it's okay.
ভিডিওটা অফ করলে মনে হয় শোনা যাবে।
আজকে আমার মনে হয় দেখছি একটা ইয়ে
better. It's we can hear you now. Okay, till the time he comes back. He was talking of sacrifices. So anyone else, what keeps our relationships alive? What is
we've
that?
seen our
Yes.
hello.
Yes, Devashish, please.
Yeah, so it's the sacrifice we have seen. The I would say the core of the sacrifice comes from the mother-child relationship, right? And so that relationship is probably the most prized relationship we have in our ecosystem today. Okay, so but it looks a one-sided relationship, which in the long run becomes a both-sided relationship because there is nothing written there in it's not defined. Sacrifice is not defined. It comes from the bottom of the heart, and it comes because of the whatever it is, blood relationship, the lineages, etc. So that is one thing which comes to my mind. And the other thing which comes to my mind is like, essentially relationship. Some of the happiest moments that I got in a relationship is with the nature, right? We talk about relationship with human beings, relationship, as you said, with creatures, right? We have seen the relationship Yudhishthira had with that dog, which finally went to the, heaven. We have heard of, the Man Friday relationship in a isolated island, how man is dependent on the other person. Okay, howsoever he is a different kind of a person, right? He comes from a different background. There are relationships developed under duress, which grows into a kind of a solid bonding for mutual survival, right? So yeah, I mean, acceptance is of course one of the many attributes, but there are other things that we need to heed to while talking about relationships.
Thank you, Devashish. Thank you. Thank you for that sharing. Kakuli Madam, Sonali, I do not know whether your network is okay. You can share your thoughts. Kakuli Madam, you can share your thoughts what relationships are. One thing which I would like to share before anyone of you share is that perhaps relationship is one thing which adds a lot of things, lot of values in our life, and yet it is the most granted. We take this for granted in our lives, right? Sometimes we take it for granted. Husband-wife relationship is one where we take relations for granted. Very close friends we might take for granted. So what makes relationships stronger is, I think, absolutely happy society, absolutely, Kakuli Madam. And it is this taking for granted which probably sometimes create that break in the relationships, right? A pain in the relationships. I will just share with you, but before that, any thoughts that come into your mind to what Devashish said?
Yeah, I would like to share this, like first, relationship with self. It comes first. Like if we accept ourselves, we are the happy beings then. And instead of using those words like compromises, sacrifices, if we change the word and take it as challenges, then I think our relationship with self and with others also improve. And it helps us in accepting also.
Okay. Thank you, Pamela. So great. I think what you said is very important. Relationship with self, compassion with self, self-image. I think that helps a lot in building up self-images as relationships. So this is one thing which I just thought I will be showing it to you, and all of you might be aware. Strong relationships are very important, and one of the reasons for well-being, as being researched by Martin Seligman, who is the father of positive psychology, is PERMA. Positive emotions, P for positive emotions, E for engagement, R is for relations. And researchers show that relations bring about, people suffer from less cold. It is a fact. People suffer from less cold. It accounts for as much as 90% of your success and failure in our life. People with strong relationships, quality relationships, live longer, right? 2 or 5 times less likely to have serious health challenges. Even if they have health challenges, they overcome it. They do not, I would say, so maybe a person with good relations is having a pain. A person with poor relations, right? Poor relationships is having a pain. The person with lesser relationships, the less powerful relationships, they will aggravate the pain to much higher extent. It creates higher well-being, and it also helps in recovering faster from surgery. Now, while I do not know whether you can see this, while we have hundreds of friends, if you open the Facebook, people have 4,000, 5,000, a whole country as the friendship, right? They and friends also, and people also, they want likes in their comments. After 2 hours, after 3 hours, after 1 day, they look at the number of likes,
Right.
right?
Right.
They look at the number of likes, and if number of likes are low, they feel bad about it. And they also sometimes also, it happens to us also. Sometimes we see, one of our friend has given a post and I have given a post.
And full screen kore daw.
Full screen, it's a challenge actually over here. Let me try.
Just zoom it with your finger.
Is it seen?
Yes.
Facebook, HBD, can it be seen?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Great. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. So, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Acha. Thik ache. Thank you. So you can see the Facebook. I mean, in Facebook, you have hundreds of friends. You have hundreds of acquaintances who send good morning messages in the WhatsApp. In Instagram, you get so many followers. At the end of the day, it is relationships which matter. Of course, in business terms, social media does help. One thing I have noticed is earlier days when it was birthday, people used to go to someone's house, or someone used to come to the friend's house to wish, right? Then they used to call, they used to send letters. I still remember my uncle, he used to stay in Orissa, and he used to send me a letter. My auntie used to say a letter, happy birthday, God bless you, right? Be happy, and so on and so forth. So those were the connections. Nowadays it's WhatsApp. But if you see the messages, HBD, it's just HBD. Now, when I looked into HBD sometimes back, I really wondered what HBD is like. Then, of course, there are shorter terms which are being used now, TU, right? So I thought that it's a Hindi word, tu, and later on something else will be added. Then someone told me, no, it is thank you. HRU is like, how are you? HBD is happy birthday. And there are likes, there are emojis which are formed now, right? And these emojis, this Facebook, it's very good. It's very good. We find a lot of old friends, old relatives whom we are not connected with through Facebook. It's a fantastic thing. But what is happening is, while relationships are getting broader, they're getting shallower. And it is a very, very important time now for all of us. And I think the importance of relationships and friends, what Moumita just mentioned, has been reinforced during the COVID times, during the Corona times. It's not the same time that we are having as earlier. So while we are having a lot of followers, it is important for us to understand what is our world, what our world looks like. How many friends do we have? People can like you, people can respect you, people can like me, people can respect me. How many friends I have? How many relations I have? How many relations I take pain to keep on the relations? It's a Sunday today. How many of us will call up some of our relations, some of our friends, and ask them how we are doing? Right? So this is one aspect which I wanted to share. I do not know whether you have the same feeling or not, but you can share your thoughts, whether you have the same feeling, whether relationships are getting broader but shallower. This is one statement which I'm making, and you are free to comment on that or not to comment on that. That's perfectly okay. So any thoughts on this? Relationships are getting broader but shallower.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree with you. Absolutely, it is.
Okay.
Can you hear me? শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ, পাচ্ছি।
Okay, I try to keep connection with all my friends and family. I do that.
And what happens when you call up a friend, even after some time, what happens, Kakuli madam? Is it a same feeling you have, or is it a different feeling that you have?
No, it's the same feeling.
Same feeling. Do you feel
Yeah.
good when you call them, and after the calling,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you chat, when you discuss things, and there are certain irrelevant things also you discuss, right? At least with my friends, I discuss so many irrelevant things, and we just laugh. We just
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah. Like, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So this wonderful word, I think it goes down into the heart, right? I will share with you one research, which is one of the longest research which has been taken by Harvard scientists. They selected some 724 young people, and they started following them throughout their lives, as long as till their 90 years. Some they reached 80 years and died, some reached 90 years and they continued, so on and so forth. They wanted to know what is the single factor which makes people happy, which contributes to their well-being. So they did.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, please continue.
Okay.
I interrupted.
Yeah. Okay. So when they kept on moving the research forward, they not only did a survey with them, which is written, they went to their rooms, they went to their bedrooms, took videos, they interviewed their wives, they interviewed their friends. It was a vast research. And when this research culminated, it's not culminated, it's still going on. In fact, one of the findings that they have, and the most important finding, is relations are the single most factor which contribute to their happiness. So in some of the cases, the wives have shared, the spouses rather have shared, that if my partner meets their friends, those who are more acquainted with their friends, mingles with their friends, have a lot of friends, right? They are more happy at home and outside. Their performances in offices professionally also is good. And they get up faster after falling down. After falling down means after setbacks, they are much more competent, or they are able to get back and stand up faster. And this research is still continuing. They are now started looking into the millennials of today, and they will continue the study for longer to see if there is any change in the factor that attributes to well-being from then and now. And you can relate it to yourself also. The day that you mingle with your friends, you visit a friend's house, the next day you are more active, the fatigue is less, you are more charged up, the energy is higher, right? Why is it that we suffer less when the quality of relations are good, the quality of relationships are good? It is because there is a lot of flow of the happy hormones within. Yes, Momita, you were saying something.
No, actually मैं बोल रही थी कि आप जैसे बोला ना कि relationships are getting shallower. I don't agree with that, because even अगर फेसबुक से भी फ्रेंड हुआ है, ऐसा बहुत सारे, मेरे बेटे के साथ भी होता है, मेरे साथ भी होता है कि इतना ज्यादा उन्होंने, मतलब इतना अच्छा रिलेशनशिप हुआ है, मेरे बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स में वो लोग आ गए, कभी नहीं देखा था उसके पहले, दे स्टार्टेड शेयरिंग देयर पर्सनल थिंग्स, और जो ओल्ड फ्रेंड्स है वो भी उनके साथ भी बहुत अच्छा रिलेशनशिप है मेरा, ऑल दी रिलेटिव्स, मतलब आई पर्सनली ट्राई के उनके साथ भी मेरा बहुत अच्छा रिलेशनशिप रहे। और रिलेशनशिप तो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है ना कि मैं ही बहुत अच्छी हूँ और मैं ही उन लोगों के साथ बहुत अच्छे तरीके से रिलेशनशिप रख रही हूँ, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज ये तो वन वे नहीं हो सकता ना। तो दैट मीन्स मेरे जो रिलेटिव्स है, जैसे ससुराल में भी, तो दे आर ऑल्सो रेसिप्रोकेटिंग द सेम, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग। सो जब भी, जैसे आप अभी बोला कि जब भी हम लोग फैमिली के साथ एक गेट टुगेदर करते हैं तो वी बिकम सो हैप्पी, बहुत अच्छा चलता है, और उसको लेके बातें फिर अगला 3 दिन चलता है। अरे उस दिन ये बोला था, वो बोला था, इसको लेके हंसी मजाक, और 3 दिन चलता है। सो आई डोंट थिंक कि रिलेशनशिप बहुत शैलो हो गया। आई थिंक आप कब कैसे सोच रहे हैं उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, बट एवरेज में अभी भी लाइफ इज गुड एंड वर्ल्ड इज गुड। ये जो माइंडफुलनेस का सेशन है, तो यहाँ पे काकोली सिन्हा विल नेवर थिंक, मे बी आई हैव नेवर मेट हर, पर मैं हमेशा चाहूंगी ना यहाँ पे भी कि उनका मतलब उनका लाइफ अच्छा रहे, उनके चिल्ड्रन का मतलब सब कुछ अच्छा चले, एंड शी विल ऑल्सो थिंक अबाउट दैट। तो ये माइंडफुलनेस को भी हम लोग अगर ये फैमिली को सोचते हैं, सो वी ऑल थिंक अबाउट अदर पीपल्स वेल बीइंग, राइट? So here also we think that this is our family. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप ब्रॉडर पर्सपेक्टिव में देखो तो इस ग्रुप में भी तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग एक दूसरे को जानते भी नहीं है, बट वी थिंक कि अच्छा रहे, सब कुछ अच्छा चले। सो ऐसा नहीं है, वर्ल्ड इज गुड, दैट्स
Yeah, world is always good. World is always good. World is in your mind. World is in your mind and how we relate. Absolutely, I agree with you, and it's very good to hear that. It's very heartening to know that there is someone definitely feels that it is not getting shallower, and it's very, very encouraging. So that's absolutely a perspective which can add value to relationships. Today, when I see, relationships also depend on the sense of insecurity that is being shared. So if you see, there are a lot of talks about, when people are secure, whether relations are stronger, or whether people are insecure, the relations are stronger. It can give a lot of debate. But yes, what you say definitely make meanings today. Facebook. So I never said that Facebook se friends are not made. Facebook se friends charur are there. But what I'm saying is meaning. I'm saying that's my experience, and then the research also says, and it can be different. There can be exceptions everywhere. When a person goes to hospital, when a person needs a person, right? We see that the number of acquaintances, family members in a colony or in a village or in a rural society is definitely higher than the urbans, right? There are instances, if you see, where friends are definitely required. So it depends, and I really respect this perspective, and yes, that's a very good thing. And no, nowhere did I say the world is not good. World is beautiful. World is beautiful, and the world will remain beautiful.
आपने नहीं बोला, मैंने जस्ट
Acha. So the world is definitely good, and the world will remain beautiful. But thoughts like this only, add to the value of relations. And as you said, that and it's young generations are doing a lot of work today in the corona times. The Red Volunteers, if I can name someone, or Deshopran, there is a group, very young people, right? They gave their lives for people. And yes, there are a lot of good relations which are built. So great. I think that's a very important perspective. Any other perspectives about friendship which I would want to share? But before that, as Momita shared something, and thanks for that, any other sharings which you would like to share with us?
Like, I would like to say this, like while doing this session, I just got a message from my friend, and it's a long-term friendship with that person. But he stays in Pune. He has come from there, and now he's putting the pressure on me. They're like, you are very busy these days, so we can't meet this time. Next time we'll definitely meet. See, like he's putting that pressure on me, like the burden on me. I'm not responsible for anything that we are not meeting or anything. I didn't say a single word also. He has been staying here for last 10 days. I didn't say a word. But these are the relationships, like if I get angry, it'll make a difficult situation for both of us. But I am just thinking how to reply him in a very positive way. That is going in my mind. This is also a relationship. Like, you can't put the burden. All the every time he is putting that burden on my shoulder. That, see, you are very busy these days, so we can't meet. He's my school friend. So, so this is the thing. There are
Yes, yes.
relationships like this also.
Yes, yes. And it is probably, I can relate this. So one of my friends, he came from Scotland and we could hardly meet for once or twice, right? He was very busy. We were very busy. And we respected that. The moment we respect and accept,
Exactly. Respect is the thing.
respect
I
and
think.
accept, I think that helps. I have seen a lot of friendships break for very, very small things, and a lot of friendships stay in spite of a lot of obstacles. And it is also one more thing which I would want to ask you. Is it the frequency of meeting which is important? Is it the distance? Can distance become an obstacle in the way of relationship? Can relationships be only maintained if we are connected with each other verbally or in writing? I don't know. But I'll share with you an experience which I had just some days back. So there is a friend called Manik. Manik was a common friend of one of my friends, and he used to come to my house very regularly when we were at class 12, first year, second year. And he struggled in his life. Today, he's working with a power distribution company. And I met him after, I think, 35, 40 years. And we hugged each other and we were so happy, right? And I know that he crosses my house every day. And he also knows that I cross his house every day and never meet. But that did not come in our relations, in our discussions at all. And we just said that please be in touch. We took the numbers and probably we will be in touch. While relationship is a very strong bonding, just one more thing. The research shows that lack of relations are killing us more than smoking and obesity. There are people, right? So, that mental well-being has been the main focus of worldwide UN, United Nations, World Health Organizations in India and abroad. It is very, very important, and they're giving a lot of stress on mental health. One of the things which has been seen is that one of the reasons of this mental sickness is that people are not having people to talk to. People are not having people to talk to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? People just feel good if they can share. So I am working with life insurance for the last 18 years. One of the things that we had learned is if you go to the customer, you don't have to talk of this product. You just talk of what the customer likes to talk about. And that is the single most thing which can build a very good relation with the customer and you. He might not buy from you that day, but he will definitely build a good relation with you. And what Momita said is definitely very important. Earlier, it was mostly the childhood friendships. That's the advantage of social media. Today, there are many friends which we have got from the common interests that we have, right? And we have built up. So relationship is also a kind of meditation. Relationship is also a kind of meditation, wherein the power of relationships gets you the same benefits as meditation or a mindfulness practice. Because when you are with your friends, you are focused at that point of time. You don't think of any other problems, any other issues. Burning issues are different, but that is one very good aspect about relationships which matter. Whether you accept, and there are exceptions, today families are becoming isolated. They're becoming nuclear and they're becoming isolated. And it's important that we communicate with each other. One more important aspect about relationship is communications. I hear a lot of friends just, picking up phones. Even before asking, how are you? They ask about what they need. And there are a lot of friends, I learned from them. They keep on talking, keep on finding out how I am, keep on finding out how am I doing, keep on understanding about me. How are my problems? How are my health? And then probably if they have called up for some other things, they ask for that. In workplaces also, someone is saying my mother is not well. The other person says, oh, your mother is not well. Oh, I'm so sorry. Tomorrow you are coming to office, na? So tomorrow we will talk about that business and we will definitely work out something. So what comes in is empathy and compassion. There are 4 habits which I would want to again bring in front of you. This is something which, again, if you can see this, these are very important. The 4 principles of building up relationships. The first one is connect before you correct. Right? Many a times relationships break because we want to correct people. We want to correct people. But the most important is to connect, and the verbal communication, non-verbal communication makes other people understand whether you are connected or not. There are many people who are so empathetic, and the relationships with them will be stronger. The second habit is there. Be curious, interested, not critical. Be interested, curious, not critical. Again, coming back to social media, right? I have seen relationships made in the social media. I have seen relationships break in the social media. I have made that mistake. Especially when it comes to fanaticism, when it comes to a following, when it comes to following of any principle, belief, or faith, it happens. And one principle that I have acquired is I do not generally comment on any social media platforms, because the other person can get cut off from you without maybe understanding, or because I'm not being able to make him understand what I'm writing. I cannot write what I can say, right? It is not possible sometimes. And relationships just cut off. So one of the things is be curious and interested, not critical. It comes to the third principle, be careful, not crushing. You have a belief, I have a belief, and my friends have a belief. Be careful in what you say. Argue well. Argue does not mean that, be not crushing does not mean don't argue. Argue with respect. Sometimes you very well think, or I might very well think, that I'm putting up my point very respectfully. It might not always happen, because what is respect to me might not be respect for the other person. So it is very, very important to connect and understand what respect means. Finally, is don't fantasize. So here, fantasize does not mean anything. Fantasize just means assumptions. Ask, is that what you want to say? These are 4 pillars which can keep a relationship healthy. And also within these 4 pillars, there is one underliner, is that don't sweat over small things. Sweating over small things can really be a burden on relationships. Relationships will be stronger if you accept the persons as they are. If you accept that what you are and what the other person is what they are, and they are the reality. Because none of us can see the reality. All of us are wearing glasses. All of us wearing glasses. My glass is red, your glass is yellow. So I see the world in color of red. One other person sees the world in the color of yellow. And it is absolutely different. When you start, because my perspective, my experience is different. But one thing is definitely there, that relationships actually thrive on communication, 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 and respectful communication. Right? So I will stop here, and I would request you to share if anything else is there. And I think what Pamela just now mentioned, that the message which has come, right, saying that you did not meet. Yes, it's his perspective or her perspective. You think that he is keeping a burden. So can there be any other perspective? Can there be that he is pained? Can that change your mindset or mind frame? So reframing is something which we need to work on and focus on. So that's from my end till now. Is there anything that you would like to add about relationships? But yes, relationships are important. Acceptance is a major contributor to relationship. Respect is a major contributor to relationship. Understanding that my reality, world is my world. What is, we are seeing the same screen, but what Pamela's reality is and what my reality is different. What Momita's reality is and my reality at this moment is different. And it is absolutely okay. If thumb rules, if thumbprints cannot be same, are not the same, how can realities be? And I will, in fact, day before yesterday, I was criticizing someone and this realization came to me. While I was criticizing, I never knew that that person was unwell. And I was also thinking that he does not contact, and I was talking to another friend. And later I came to know that that person is unwell for the last 3 months. And how shameful it is on my part. I felt very bad. I felt guilty that I did not even. So if a person does not call back, it can be that he's in a problem or he's not being able to. So there is a difference of he's not calling back and he's not able to call back. So if that perspective is there, and just picking up a phone helps to resolve everything. In my life, I have cut off one thing. I have totally cut off one thing. I have cut off, and I'm practicing it very, very closely. I'm so happy for that. Is that I have cut off the concept of that people should respect me. I don't expect respect. It is I expect that I will respect. And that makes me very happy. And a different world has emerged for me from the time that I have expected. So the moment you put off the switch, I have put off the switch of that thought, I feel happy. So Pamela, since you asked for it, so I just thought I'll share that perspective. And
isn't it that letting go of your ego?
Yes, absolutely. Whatever way you say, it's absolutely right. And I'm so happy. So 3 things which I'm following is: 1, I don't reply immediately on the social media. 2nd, I have cut off the concept of expecting respect. 3rd, I'm practicing of not assuming things. Rather, I'm reaching. Yes, Momita, sorry, I missed your raised hand. Yeah.
एक चीज मैं पामेला को बोलना चाहती हूँ, ये ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, हाँ, ऐसा थ्योरी नहीं है। पामेला, मेरा एक फ्रेंड था, हमेशा बोलते थे, तुम ना मुझे ना कभी इनवाइट नहीं करते हो, तुम्हारे घर में कितने लोग जाते हैं, मुझे ना कभी इनवाइट। मैंने बहुत बार उसको बोला कि आप मेरे घर आ जाओ, ठीक है तो नहीं, वो ही बात बोलती। मैं क्या किया, उसको टैग करके फेसबुक में लिखा, मेरे फ्रेंड लिस्ट था 5000 लोगों को मैं विटनेस रख के आज मिस्टर एक्स को इनवाइट कर रही हूँ मेरे घर में, और अगर वो नहीं आते हैं तो ये 5000 लोग विटनेस रहा कि मैंने इनवाइट किया था he did not come. ये बोल के एक टैग करके एक अच्छा सा फोटो देके मैंने एक फेसबुक पोस्ट दिया, उसके बाद से कभी नहीं बोलता है. सो ये थियोरी नहीं है, बट मैंने तो ऐसा किया और उसके बाद ये बोलना बंद हो गया और 2 वीक बाद वो खुद चला आया मेरे घर.
Good.
तो ऐसा मतलब
I think
आप
that was a
सीरियसली
very
मत लो
good way.
इस चीजों को.
So, you know, a very, very important philosophy of my life, which has been imbibed in me by one of my bosses, and he used to say, don't mix role with soul. It applies in professional and personal life also. Don't mix role with soul, right? Take it to heart. Don't take it too deep. It again depends. But believe me, from the time I have started accepting that respect is a very, very touchy word for any person. Earlier, what used to happen? Someone did not say good morning to me, did not wish to me. I might have felt bad. Or, I called up. He disconnected, right? He disconnected the call and I felt bad. Now that feeling does not come. It is there. It's okay. The process of life is that if acceptance is there, now acceptance does not mean if someone slaps you or does wrong to you, what is to be done. But acceptance is the way you are, your world is there. The way others are, their world is there. It lies there. That's just that. One belief of excellence, which I would share, which we always say in neuro-linguistic programming, is that map is not the territory. If I ask what does it mean is, if I ask of a car and we ask everyone to type the name of the car, everyone will write the name of different cars. A car is a car is a car, but the brands might be different. So similarly, life is a life is a life. The way you live it is different, right? And your map and my map can never be the same. And it will not be the same. It is best to stay with that thought. So before we close, we just get into a small meditation, very small meditation, maybe for a minute. Drop your shoulders. Just feel the sensation on the face. On your body. Be aware of the sensations and be silent for a moment. Think of your family members, of your home, of your house. And fill it with white light, the divine white light. And as the white light fills up your home, your house, and as you are a part of the home and the house, you feel the blessings of the white light touching you, every part of your body, your mind, your soul. Slowly expand the white light to your school. Cover it in your school, the school which you attended long time back, your college. Cover your office with that white light if you're a professional, if you're working. Think of as many friends as possible, family members as possible, acquaintances as possible. And imagine the entire gamut of friends, relatives, and family members are there in one place. Imagine the white light engulfing them. Imagine the white light covering them as a shield of peace, love, and happiness. Accept your friends, relatives, and acquaintances as they are. Accept yourself as you are. And express your gratitude in whatever way you can to the Supreme, to the Mother Universe, to the power you believe in. And thank the power for giving you the friends, the family members, the acquaintances. As they are and as you are. Imagine the white light entering your body through your head and filling up the space within your body and cleansing the thoughts of stress, the thoughts of unhappiness, cleansing the toxins in your body, washing your body from inside. And as it moves down your body, collects the toxins, the thoughts that is paining you, that is worrying you, that is making you angry. Moving down your legs, moving down the sole of your feet, and going deep, deep inside the earth. And there you stand, completely healed, happy, peaceful, joyful, amongst your friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Accept as they are. Accept as you are. Be in silence for a moment. And slowly open your eyes, let the lights come in. Thank you. Thank you for being there today. And thank you for your contributions. I think this
Thank
makes
you.
us aware. Every discussion makes us aware. Thank you, Momita. Thank you, Pamela, Kakoli Madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
You
see you.
have a nice day. Bye bye.
Om Shanti, and let today be the happiest.